What made you finally stop tolerating disrespect from your partner? My boyfriend Derek and I had been together for 3 years. He wasn't abusive or anything, just little comments here and there that would sting, but I'd brush off. Like when we'd go out to dinner with his friends, he'd make jokes about how I always ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, or how I took forever to get ready. His friends would laugh and I'd force a smile, pretending it didn't bother me. The worst part was he'd do it in front of my family too. At my mom's birthday dinner, Derek told everyone about how I'd burned dinner the night before, made this whole dramatic story about the smoke alarm going off and me crying over a ruined chicken. My dad laughed, but my mom gave him this look. I changed the subject quick. Derek would also comment on my job constantly. I'm a teacher at an elementary school, nothing fancy, but I love it. He worked in finance and made way more money than me. Every time I'd complain about a tough day at work, he'd say something like, well, that's what happens when you choose a hobby as a career. Like teaching wasn't a real job. I'd tell myself he was just being sarcastic, that he didn't mean it, but it happened almost every week. The breaking point came last month at his company's holiday party. I'd bought this new dress, did my makeup nice, felt really confident. We got to the restaurant and all his coworkers were there with their partners. Derek introduced me to his boss, Ryan, and Ryan's wife, Michelle. We were making small talk and Michelle asked what I did for work. I told her I taught 2nd grade and she got all excited, saying her daughter wanted to be a teacher. Before I could respond, Derek jumped in and said, yeah, it's basically glorified babysitting, but someone's gotta do it. He laughed like it was the funniest joke ever. Ryan and Michelle just stood there awkward. I felt my face burning. Michelle tried to recover by asking about my classroom, but I could barely focus. Derek had just dismissed my entire career in front of his boss like it was nothing. The party went on and Derek kept drinking. Started telling people about how I didn't understand money because I'd never worked in the real world. How I spent my summers off doing nothing while he worked year-round. I pulled him aside near the bathroom and asked him to stop. He rolled his eyes and said I was being too sensitive, that everyone knew he was joking. But it wasn't a joke to me. I'd spent 6 years in college, passed state exams, worked with kids who needed extra help, stayed late for parent conferences. My job mattered. When we got home that night, I was done being quiet. I told Derek that I wasn't going to let him disrespect me anymore, that his comments weren't funny and they needed to stop. He tried to brush it off again, saying I was overreacting. That's when I told him I was leaving. He actually laughed at first, said I was just upset about the party and I'd feel different in the morning. I packed a bag right there and went to stay with my sister. Derek texted me the next day saying he didn't understand why I was being so dramatic over nothing. That proved he still didn't get it. I stayed at my sister's place for a week while Derek kept texting. He apologized eventually, but it was one of those apologies where he said sorry if I was offended, not sorry for what he actually did. 2 weeks later, I broke up with him for good. He tried to win me back, sent flowers to my classroom, showed up at my apartment, but I was done. My students wrote me thank you cards that month for Teacher Appreciation Week. One little girl named Sophie drew a picture of me with a cape that said best teacher ever. Another kid wrote that I helped him learn to read when he thought he couldn't. Those cards meant more to me than anything Derek ever said. I realized I'd been letting someone make me feel small when I was actually doing something important. I'm dating someone new now. He's a firefighter named Marcus, and the first time I told him about my job, he said teachers don't get paid enough for everything they do. That's when I knew I'd made the right choice leaving Derek.